What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So I feel like Jasmcoin is at a steal price right now. I am a huge fan of this project because I think data really does control the world, right? When I understand what Jasmcoin does and what it can be, it's not a guarantee that it'll be everything that we say it's going to be, but just from the bare minimum concept and understanding Internet of Things, understanding, data and the control of that and how important that is to everyone. I think this could be absolutely massive and will be big, right? So it depends on the level of acceptance, obviously adoption. Obviously, you look at the crypto market and you look at altcoin season and whether things are going to run there. But I think either way, it's going to be big. It's just whether it's going to be big or massive, right? Whether it will be something that's worth $50 billion dollars or something that could potentially pass $100 billion and have a reason to be there and hold there. Does that make sense? So if you guys could, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out any of the links that are down below for Patreon, for Twitter, if you guys are interested in that. Also, I have a platform that I use, right? I still use Coinbase, I use Kraken, I use Crypto.com, I use different wallets and ledger wallets and cold wallets and all of that stuff. But I also have a platform that I've been using for the past year, BTCC, which is a phenomenal platform. This platform will allow you to get a 10% deposit bonus if you specifically use my link at the top of the description for your first time deposit only. You'll get extra bonuses up to $10,055 depending on different thresholds and milestones and things that you do related to money deposited, money used, and all that stuff. So feel free to check out all of the information on those extra bonuses that you can get. You can enjoy up to 40% lower trading fees as well with this platform. And you could trade all the way up to a 500x leverage with no VPN and no KYC that is required. So definitely check it out. It's very interesting. I've been using it. I like it. And I have had no complaints with it for me or for anybody else that has been a part of this. So feel free to check it out. Link will be down there in the description. Now, as for Jasmcoin, you all know I'm a huge fan. Anybody that has seen my channel understands that I am a fan of Jasmcoin. I was a fan of this when it was at a 40% of a penny, when it was at a 30% of a penny, right? Right now it's sitting at 75-ish percent of a penny, a $370 million market cap with 26 or almost $27 million worth of volume. That gives it a volume to market cap ratio of 7.24%, which isn't the highest that I've ever seen it, right? Typically this will hover between 10 and 30% volume to market cap ratio, just to show, the level of support, the level of growth, the level of popularity. My cats are fighting back there for some reason, or one cat. She just doesn't like the new cats. They're not really fighting. Like, I think Daisy just doesn't like people in her space because she's 10 years old and the other cats are less than a year old. So that happens. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Jasmcoin. I don't know if you guys heard it, but if you did, then maybe go back or if you didn't, maybe go back. Maybe you could hear it a little bit. I don't know. I have the sensitivity down, so you should be able to hear pretty much anything there. But you have 97,000 holders for Jasmcoin, 50 billion coins in supply, and 49 billion in circulating supply, meaning that majority of the supply is out there. This is one big thing for me, that if I notice they have a max supply that's way different than their circulating supply, I usually am not a fan of it. And that's when people look at this and they look at the entire thing. You could see it on the screen, 99% down in all history. Most people will look at this and say, this is a rug pull. There's so much that was lost there. It went from a $4 price point of a high all the way down to less than a penny. That is in definition a rug pull. And that's not the case at all. That is something that is heavily diluted where they offer a bunch of coins out there while still having, the utility, still having popularity, still having people invested in it and believing in it. So for me, during the beginning stages of it, I would not invest into it until they released all of the supply. And then once they released all the supply and it got down to less than a penny, which was 30%, 40% of a penny, I thought this was a no-brainer to own. And I bought 1 million of it. And now I own 1.5 million Jasmcoin because it came back down to lower levels. because more recently it went back up to about a 6 cent level. So I'm a big fan of it. And I think right now, from what we've seen in the past year or so, right, we've seen a high price here of 6 cents. So where that was to where it is now, or even just where it was at 2 cents, 2.5 cents to where it is now, that is a 70% decrease in the overall price, meaning there's a lot of room to make money above where we currently stand. So it is absolutely a steal price if you believe in Jasmcoin. If you don't, then no, don't sweat it. You don't have to own it, right? I'm not telling you have to own it. I just think it's a great opportunity. I said this the first time, and I will say it the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time. Jasmcoin is a great opportunity for a lot of people. This is just my opinion. Now, again, you guys want to do your own research and make your own decision because it is your own money. Now, when it comes to price predictions, right? When it comes to TA and price predictions, let's look at some of this. So the current market, it shows where the price is. It shows what the change has been. The recent performance, 7-day, we've seen this down 19% in the last 7-day change percentage-wise. For the low, we've seen it up about 8%. So that's the high change. This is the low change. The last 7 days overall is down 18.5%. The last week is down 14%. And the last month is down 32%. So definitely a lot of room for positivity after seeing all of that negativity for 7 days, for a month. And mainly, you even look at for the year, it's down for the year. But if we look at the price prediction that's out there via Google AI, we're going to see on the low end for 2026, the low end, they predict that it's going to get to about a penny level. Mid-range says it might get to about 4.4 cents, and a high range says it could get to about 9 cents. My price prediction and what I want to see, again, this is not guaranteed that it's going to get there. My price prediction in what I want to see as we're going to see altcoin season for 2025, the end of 2025, I still want to see a level of 5 to 10 cents, especially knowing we only have about a month left, but we could see things explode. But for my overall prediction and what I want to see in this altcoin season, we should see a level to 50 cents to a dollar, all the way up to $1.50. Right, a $75 billion market cap. But it really all depends on the strength of the altcoin season. It depends on use and news that comes out for Jasmcoin and the amount of adoption that we could see overall. And if all of those things fit and new things come up, then we could see these prices hit no problem, right? But it's not only about the prices, it's also about the staying power. If you understand that Jasmcoin does have utility and should have staying power, then that means that these prices could stay for quite some time, even seeing none of these prices that we're seeing now being hit in the bear market, meaning that levels of 1 penny, 10 cents and 20 cents or whatever could be some of the lows instead of seeing 70% of a penny. So it's totally up to you on what you want to do. But this is just the way that I feel in my predictions, as well as the predictions that we see that's out there, knowing that it's going to be worth more than 70% of a penny. If you wanted to take the very small route and make a little bit of money short term versus the money long term, getting to 40 or 4.4 cents, or even in that time frame potentially seeing 9 cents or 10 cents, and then making your moves there. But my predictions and where I see things going may be different than anything else that you see out there that's conservative. I'm a big fan of this project. I've talked about it for years at this point, before anybody got their fingers on it, got their hands on it, and said, oh, this is the next biggest thing. I was here already. So anyways, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I want to know what you guys think about Jasmcoin and about the markets and where things stand. But if you could, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, check out the link down below for BTCC if you guys are interested. But I'm going to get out of here. I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.